Sure. Hey, Chris. Hey, Guillermo. My name is James Masella from Movie Death Blows. Thanks for taking the time to sit down with me today.
We are honored to be on anything called Movie Death Blows. I'm really excited about that. What a great name.
Everybody loves the name, so I can't change it now. It gets all the hits. Chris, I'm curious. I watched all your shows from Narcos to Narcos Mexico to Godfather of Harlem. How do you keep coming up with like new and interesting ways to talk about drug trafficking and like organized crime in that way? I just feel like it's never boring. It's always good.
Well, thank you. Full disclosure, I am credited on Narcos Mexico because I was involved with the original Narcos, but I did not participate in the writing of that. I had moved on to Godfather of Harlem. I think the thing is this, both with Narcos, Godfather of Harlem, and our show Hotel Cocaine, and Guillermo's worked with me on all of these ones. The trick is to find the thing that makes it like what turns it on its ear a little bit. So for Narcos, I think it was shooting entirely in Colombia and actually having the narcos speak in Spanish, which really no American production that covered drug stuff ever did that. So even in the movie Blow, which is a satisfactory movie, you got Pablo Escobar talking in English. BS. So we asked Netflix for the permission to have the narcos speak in Spanish, and I think in their infancy they weren't inculcated with the horrible values of Hollywood, and they said, "Oh, sure, go ahead." So as Hollywood believes that only North America exists and nobody else does. So unless it's a Marvel movie, which then
Yeah.
travels all over the world. But the point is this, we got to do a Spanish speaking in a show and subtitle it. And I felt, oh, you're going to get this feeling if you don't speak Spanish, like you're entering a privileged world. With Godfather of Harlem, it's about a heroin dealer who was friends with Malcolm X. So this is the collision of organized crime and civil rights. With Hotel Cocaine, we were interested in doing this story based on a real life guy, Roman Compte, who ran the mutiny. And he did not have an older brother who was a drug dealer. He was not tasked by the DEA with spying on his brother. But literally, that's the only fictional conceit of the show. The mutiny girls, the owner of the hotel, all of the people you see surrounding Roman Compte are composites or are real life people. So for Hotel Cocaine, the thing that makes it different is we have this little element of comedy with that owner of the hotel who is part of the navel gazing and like self-actualization of the me decade. So we thought, oh, okay, that combined with some hardcore cocaine snorting and death was going to be a nice recipe. So that's really my point is the way you make these shows interesting in today's world where we've all seen everything a million times is you have to come up with two things that don't really belong in the same sentence and then figure out how to make them work anyway.
Sure. I know you guys have a lot of celebrities that are kind of in these episodes that you put in there. Like, you got Rick James, you've got the Maharishi was one of my favorites. There's a John Lennon reference. How did you guys decide, like, Guillermo, when you're directing and Chris, how do you guys decide which celebrities you want to include in this? It's like, is there any truth to them actually being there?
Because they were all there.
Every single
Every
every
single
single
one.
one that we depicted throughout the run of the 8 episodes was actually there at one point or another. In fact,
Cool.
hearing that you like it makes me want to use it more. We sort of
Yeah.
tailed off on it a little bit in order to focus on the drug drama. But yeah, season three, we can have the Eagles recording a song there. They actually create the Eagles did a song called The Mutiny. Anyway, there were lots of famous people. Tom Jones was wearing like a open neck,
Right.
like you could see his chest hair. Anyway,
I think one
movie
of my
death.
favorite. Before we wrap here, Chris, I wanted to let you know one of my favorite lines is I think it's in episode 6. I think Yolanda says it. She says, "I'm a feminist. I think women deserve to die just like men. Don't you think?" That's one of the coldest lines I have ever heard. Did you write that? Like, how cool is Myra to get to say that?
If I'm actually not mistaken, I have to credit it to Michael Paynes, who's my frequent collaborator on the writing side, and I believe that line came off his pen. He writes a lot of the Burton comedy stuff, but he's also pretty good at writing, kind of clever drug dealer stuff. So I have to give credit where credit is due. Wish I could
Well,
claim that as my own. I wrote one or two funny ones, but he handles the bulk of that.
Yeah, but it's
well,
not only
thank.
the line. It's not only the line. It's all that this actress,
Brings to it.
brings and how her art went to that point. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. I remember from Narcos Mexico very well, but I appreciate you guys
Oh,
sitting down to
yes,
talk
that's
with
right.
me today. I can't wait for everybody to see Hotel Cocaine when it comes out this Sunday, June 16th.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thanks so much.